Welcome back everyone. Today we're diving into an unforgettable survival story set in the heart of a scorching desert. It's packed with tension, hope, and human resilience, so settle in and let's get into it. A company arrives in Mongolia's desert eager to drill for oil, only to discover their intel was wrong. There's no oil here. Disappointed, they prepare to leave, and a plane piloted by Frank and his co-pilot is sent to ferry the crew and equipment to Beijing. Everyone boards, but as they fly, a massive sandstorm engulfs the plane. The co-pilot panics, asking what to do, and Frank, knowing turning back means a risky fuel weight, decides to push forward, climbing higher to escape the storm. But the overloaded plane struggles, losing radio contact as sand clogs an engine. Frank announces an emergency landing, descending blindly through the storm. Disaster strikes when the plane's rear hits a rock, tearing open the back door, and one passenger is sucked out to their death. The plane skids to a stop, and the survivors find two more passengers didn't make it. Trapped by the ongoing storm, they wait until it clears, only to see their plane half buried in sand. Miraculously, the sand shifts, exposing the plane again. Checking supplies, they find enough food and water for a month. But they're stranded, unaware of their exact location, somewhere in China, not Mongolia. With a broken radio, one man insists he can walk 200 miles to safety, citing his marathon and hiking experience, but he's warned it's July, the desert's hottest month, where a glass of water sweats out tenfold and magnetic hills render compasses useless, dooming him to circle back. He stays, convinced it's too dangerous. That night another storm hits, and a survivor, Davis, steps out to relieve himself, only to slip on a rock and tumble into the sand, lost in the storm's chaos. Despite his cries, no one hears, and by morning he's gone, likely buried. The group searches in vain there. Morale crumbling, a woman asks Frank the odds of rescue, and he admits there's only a 5% chance, explaining that moving on foot would exhaust their supplies in days. An optimist, he prefers to wait as hope fades. Two survivors try to leave with water, but Frank stops them, sparking a fight that spills precious water. Then a quiet drifter named Elliot, who joined the company 2 years ago, proposes a bold plan: rebuild the wrecked plane into something that can fly. Though skeptical, the group learns Elliot designed planes, and they rally to the idea, except Frank, who calls it impossible. The next morning a man named James flees alone, and when the woman wants to follow, Frank goes instead, finding James at a hill where their plane crashed. There they discover the body of the passenger, who fell stripped of clothes with bullet casings. Nearby evidence of desert smugglers. James reveals he came for a watch lost in a poker game, now gone, taken by the smugglers, who used the body for target practice. James challenges Frank's refusal to rebuild the plane, arguing that even false hope is better than nothing. Moved, Frank joins the effort, working at night to avoid the heat, the group's progress is halted when welding sparks ignite their fuel, causing an explosion that destroys their generator fuel, forcing them to work in the blistering day, attaching a critical wing, their only chance. They nearly fail when a chain snaps, but the wing slides perfectly into place, completing the frame they name the plane Phoenix, symbolizing rebirth and celebrate. An electric storm threatens the fuel-filled wing, but Frank saves Elliot from a lightning strike, knowing he's vital to the project. Spotting smuggler tense one night, Frank suggests asking for water despite Elliot's protests. Approaching the armed smugglers, a fight breaks out, and one survivor is killed before Frank and another take down most of the smugglers. One escapes wounded, and they find James's watch on a smuggler, confirming these are the same killers back at the plane. Some want to execute the captured smuggler, but Frank refuses, only for Elliot to shoot him, sparking a clash. Elliot, ego bruised, threatens to quit, but Kelly and Frank convince him to stay with Frank, calling him the boss. Seeing the escaped smuggler return with reinforcements, the group rushes to finish the Phoenix. Frank finds a magazine revealing Elliot designed toy planes, not real ones, enraging a survivor named Ian, who threatens Elliot. Elliot insists the plane will fly, and during a storm the Phoenix lifts slightly, reigniting hope, only to be buried in sand. Undeterred, Frank rallies them to dig it out and drag it to clear ground. The engine sputters, but starts drawing the smugglers, who charge on horseback, firing. The group clings to the wings of the cramped Phoenix as it races down a makeshift runway, ending at a cliff. The smugglers think they've won, but the Phoenix soars into the sky, escaping the desert. A montage shows the survivors thriving. Frank and his co-pilot start a Phoenix airline, and Elliot's photo appears in a magazine hinting he works for NASA. What a story! Which movie do you want next? Comment below and subscribe for more epic tales.